Welcome from Tarifa, which is probably you've never heard of this place before. Maybe you have if you're a geography geek like I am. This is in southern Spain, Europe, and this place is specifically famous for the fact that this is where the most southernmost point in continental Europe is, and it's like a tiny strip of land from where you can see Morocco. And unlike other extremities in Europe, this place is not exactly accessible by car. You have to park in the city by the port, actually, which is like right here. And now we have to walk on that land, and it's extremely windy. So as I was asking Edward, do you think I should get my drone? He lost his cap on the street.
And it flew.
Yeah. And he had to chase it across the street. You can see the sand flying. And yeah, really nice, interesting. It's March, there are like 25 degrees. Wow. This is mesmerizing, I have to show you. And sand is getting it everywhere, so I highly recommend getting sunglasses because your eyes will hurt. I don't know if you can hear me, it's windy as hell. Look, there's Morocco. People flying.
Want to jump the fence?
Apparently you shouldn't because they have cameras.
I'm just getting shot.
So guess what? This right behind me is the last piece of land in continental Europe. It's the southernmost point in Europe, and we made it. And actually, it's beautiful here. It's a mixture of the Atlantic Ocean on that side, the Mediterranean on the other side, and behind me, this old fortress that I believe to be now some sort of military establishment that is safeguarded by the police. It looks ancient, but we are not allowed to cross the fences, so we're gonna consider this to be the last accessible point in Europe, because you cannot cross over there. It's extremely windy here. It's much windier than I expected. Just think about the most windy place you've ever experienced and multiply that.
The subway.
Multiply that by 10. It's full of sand on both sides because, well, we are on the beach, and it's a very fine sand that gets in your mouth and nose and eyes, which is rather painful, and it just pushes against your skin. It's very painful, and I do recommend having some sunglasses with you to protect your eyes from the sand. It's extremely windy everywhere. We found this random piece of, I don't know, to protect ourselves from the wind. there are some people practicing kite surfing, and I've never seen people going so high, actually. The wind is coming from the Mediterranean side, so on the, oh my god, on the ocean side, there are people practicing kite surfing, and they're going super high. I'm talking like 30 meters high. That's like a building high, and I just saw one, and yeah, they're like super high. It's crazy windy, but yeah, it looks really exciting. Yeah, I'm a bit disappointed because my GPS said I could actually drive all the way here, but you cannot. You have to park in the city close to the port and then walk all the way here. We're gonna try and walk around the citadel and see if we can discover something else besides this wall. But yeah, I'm feeling really, really excited to be here, and it's amazing that we made it here. And Edward is super excited, but he kind of hates the wind because he almost lost his cap. And I can and I cannot believe that I was in Cabo de Roca in Portugal just 2 or 3 days ago, on the westernmost point in continental Europe, and now I'm in the southernmost point in continental Europe. So I feel truly blessed and thankful, and it's amazing actually. I always wanted to visit like less explored places, like this kind of a unique destination for tourists. Very nice, random. And yeah, now the only point that's left is the easternmost point, which I did some research, actually Edward did, and we're a bit confused. We're not sure exactly which one is the easternmost point, because on the east part of Europe, and there's not exactly an ocean defining the continent, so some are saying it's in Russia, some are saying it's in the mountains, in the sea, whatever. I don't know. I think we're gonna have to settle with 3 extremities of Europe, which are obvious. And I do recommend visiting them all, because each one of them is unique. In the north you have the Arctic Ocean, which is an amazing experience. Very cold, by the way, windy and cold, but amazing nevertheless, and the landscape is just breathtaking and unique. Then you have the cliff side in the west, which is an amazing thing, totally different from the north. And then here you have these beaches that unite through a strip of sand. It's extremely windy, and people are practicing water sports, and it's just so different and so unique and amazing to experience. So I do recommend visiting them all. Of course, I do like here, I especially like the southern part, because it's not as cold as the north part, but I like it.
I was really considering having a little wee here. I'm just afraid it's gonna go against the wind and up against my face.
Other than that, do you like it here?
It's really beautiful. The waves and the sea. It looks like that famous Japanese painting that everyone seems to have printed on their walls, that I never really liked. But in reality, it looks really good. Plus the wind sports, the water wind sports.
Kite surfing?
Kite surfing seems very exciting, and I think that's the next logical step after having mastered bodyboarding successfully.
Okay. Good luck with your wee.
Okay, I'll try. Turn around.
No.
So we were able to walk around the fortress on the there's like a stone path, and I can feel the sand on my face. Here it's less windy, so you can basically just, oh my god, I can see the sand. I'm taking the sand from my nose. There are some spots near some walls where you can actually sit and admire this place. For me and for Edward, These guys with the kite surfing, it is like the most incredible thing we've seen in a while. It's just breathtaking. And some of them are hitting the water pretty hard, but they're also flying. So that's pretty impressive. I think we can walk around here. I'm not sure if we are allowed to. But yeah, pretty amazing. It's definitely the windiest place we've ever been. I regret to inform you that here on the other side it's another gate, so we cannot enter this fortress. I would say it's abandoned because it looks abandoned, but I'm not sure. I'll have to say I'm disappointed by the fact that they have not built a monument or something to mark the fact that this is the southernmost point. Anyway, there's a shallow water around the fortress. You can see it looking for me. Let's give him something to worry about for a few minutes. This shallow water, it's big, it's small right now, but I think when the tide comes, it's gonna be up to 1 meter. See some girls, they were exploring the fortress over there in swim suits, but I do not have my swimsuit with me. It's at the car. I don't know if it's worth it, but maybe I'll ask them, see what they say. I just realized I have to mention the fact that Morocco, which is on the other side of this fortress, is only 14 kilometers away.
If we could walk on water, we could walk to it.
If it wasn't for the wind, you could actually swim there.
Get stoned and come back.
Yeah. And there's a ferry that I've seen earlier docking here, and it takes like around 1 hour to get on the ferry and then get to Morocco, which is in Tangier. And by the way, you should watch my video about Tangier. It's a lovely city, I loved it, and I would visit it again. So you can take the ferry from here. There's a big ferry, you can actually take your car with you, and yeah, reach the African continent. And of course Europe and Africa are the closest in this point.
Yeah.
Amazing. Mind-blowing.
We've seen it all.
Not all, but this is pretty amazing, pretty amazing. Okay, we reached the car, and I know it looks very calm and normal around here. There are even some apartment buildings around and restaurants. This is a sandy situation. Like, I can feel the sand in my eyes and on my face and in my ears. It was extremely windy. Oh my god. But we survived. Luckily, it's almost summer outside. There are like 20 something degrees. There are like 20 something degrees here in Tarifa. So, to sum it all up, after less than 6 months of seeing and visiting and reaching the North Cape in Norway, we are now in the southernmost point in continental Europe, which is in Tarifa, Spain, and it's the same windy situation on both ends of Europe. To be honest, I've never been this excited to have sand, fine sand all over my face. Never thought I will be, actually.
It's a lot of sand.
It's a lot of sand. You cannot see it. It's really fine, but it's everywhere. I just googled this place, Tarifa, and there was I found a blog from an older couple, and they said that they also visited this place, but in their pictures it doesn't look this windy, so maybe it's not windy all the time. but today is extremely windy.
We've got a really special day.
Yeah. I don't know, I'm really happy to have seen all three extremities on the ocean side of Europe in less than 6 months.
That is, by any stretch of the imagination, impressive.
It's impressive, right? I'm really proud of us. True travelers. Yeah. Oh, I think I'm hungry now after all this wind. My face hurts. What shall we do next? The next plan is to visit Gibraltar because I'm on this quest of finish visiting all the European countries. And now I'm obviously after the smaller ones like Gibraltar. Since we are really close, we should visit it. It's already late, but that's for the next video. Thank you for watching and see you next time in Gibraltar. So as we were driving from Tarifa to Gibraltar, we drove up the mountain and we found this amazing viewpoint, El Mirador, it's called in Spanish, and you can clearly see Morocco from here and Atlas Mountains, and you can also see the ferry going to Morocco. There are a lot of boats actually, container ships and so on. It's quite a view. I haven't seen such a view in a long time, if ever. Breathtaking.